then, Maras, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride.
Yeah. Now then, everybody at home in like podcast land and that, right? You're probably wondering why you're speaking to me and not to Ted. Well, let me tell you, Ted's only been nicked, hasn't he? Like last week, you might remember that he's been doing stuff on Facebook and they didn't like it, right? And I told him to behave, but he wouldn't. And apparently the Facebooks have come and nicked him. I think he was slagging him off on Twitter and them lads are mates. So I think that's what's happened. And your man Zuckerberg is coming around. There you go.
I'm alive! I've resurrected, Mala! I am still here! I have overturned the Facebook ban and I am alive!
Yeah, well, you might have the Facebook ban, but you could have that mad lad from, the Da Vinci Code after you now. You know that monk? They're taking the mick out of Jesus.
You mean Silas the Mad Monk?
Well, he's going to be after you now. And I tell you what, if he was still about, Father Brophy from Thornaby Parish should be giving you a knacking as well.
You know what, you're right, Mal. Listen, thanks for starting off the show there. I just wanted to get my point across to the viewers that I was banned off Facebook, but I have resurrected through the means of the George Pub and Grill page and other social media channels such as YouTube and Twitch, wherever the hell that is.
Yeah, don't be right. You have also been writing lovely little emails to Mr. Zuckerberg, haven't you? Going, here, I'm sorry, mate. Oh, your class. I never really called you a knobhead, did you?
No, I sent him an envelope full of my pubes.
That as well. That's probably why you've been allowed off the ban.
Hey, do you reckon I could get loads of flange if I went down to mass on a Sunday like this? Do you know, like, because you're allowed to still go to church and stuff at the moment, aren't you? Do you reckon I'd get like a load of flange?
Well, yeah, right. It's funny you should say that because you can go to church, right? And you know what you get given at church?
Crabs.
Well, only if you went to that one on Westbury Street in Thornaby. No, you get given wine, don't you?
Oh, right? Hey, that's a good idea, yeah.
Hang on, how come God's still allowed to have his pub open? Hey, I'm having none of that. Equal treatment for everybody. And look at you, turn that into wine there, Ted.
No. I've turned it into tab clear. There we go. It's a good point that there, Chris. Yeah, it looks like the Peru World Cup shirt. Yeah, it is, in fact, the outfit of Christ. Another one there.
Like if you ever go and visit the nuns wing at a thingy, they give you a red sash apparently.
Did they?
Well, I have been told that.
Is it like, in them American prisons where you hang one out your back pocket and you get bombed?
That's only if a lad grabs onto it, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. Did that happen to you, no mouse?
Well, I know it all.
Right, we've got to start the show properly then. Thank you very much for tuning in to TED Talks, the weekly video version of my podcast with my mate Mala, where we like to talk about news stories from around the world, even sometimes just the region. We've got a few news stories today, not many though, because I've been too busy trying to get me ban overturned on Facebook. Do you know what happened, man, right? I was chatting with them ages on Facebook Messenger, right, after me ban, because they banned me for 72 hours. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even message. And the only way you can appeal on Facebook is via Messenger. So I started it, and I've got this woman called Clarice or something going, why aren't you answering me? Why aren't you answering me? I'm going to cut the conversation short. I can't fucking message you back, you silly cow.
Yeah, well, that's where you're wrong, right? Could you still get Pornhub?
Yeah.
Well, then there you go. Why are you worried about Facebook for then?
It's true. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Anyway, I'm back. I'm allowed on Facebook. I just can't do live shows for 30 days now. And the worst thing is, I don't have a bloody clue what I've done, to get banned. So today's show is all about Disgrace Book. That's what we're going to call it, Disgrace Book. The bastards.
Probably half the people here are watching it on that, aren't they? Aren't yous, boys and girls? We all know. Yeah, Ted though, right? Seriously, like I think it was because we were talking about the ducks that time. But it's just too much of a coincidence.
I honestly don't know what it is, mate. We've done something. I'm probably going to say it's probably you. So I'm going to blame you for it and say you've done something that I'm unaware of that they've picked up on.
This is the thing, right? As people might or might not know, I'm not on Facebook for that very good reason, because I get banned off everything, don't I, Ted?
You do, yeah. It's true. It's very true. Well, anyway, we'll touch more on this Facebook ban a little later. If you're just joining us now, please share the stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. We do want to get more people watching. If you've got any questions you want to ask us, write them in the comments. We're going to go through a couple of news stories that should generate some thoughts. Ooh, I look very religious like doing that, don't I?
Honestly, it set me. Yeah, like you're born near Christmas as well, Ted, aren't you? So it all works out. This.
Well, when is my birthday, Mala?
It's in between Christmas Eve and Boxing Day.
Spot on.
Yeah,
work that out, you Doyles.
Right.
Really,
it's just your mum and dad are dead tight in that way, and then they were like, "Yeah, not buying loads of present for this idiot. We'll just tell him it's going to be
born on Christmas." I was probably born in June, wasn't I? Stole mum's tight ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, don't ever say that. Your mum does not have a tight ass.
Watches this, you know. Behave.
Yeah.
Right, Mala, let's go to our first news story that captured your attention on Teesside Live. And just before we get to Teesside Live, there is loads of grassing going on there.
Absolutely, loads of grassing. You need
loads of grass. Swear down. Loads of grassing. Talk us through this news headline. Build up material against bridge. It's a stonking headline, I'll give you that.
Right, genuinely, Ted, this is a serious issue, right? What I'm only going to describe as a weapon, right, has decided that he must have grassed on everything in Thornaby. So he's walked around and he's seen a bit of wood just casually laying against a bridge in the water. And he's decided not only to stop, right, and take a picture of it, but then he's put it on Teesside Live. Hey, what's wrong with people? It's a bit of drift. What is wrong? Have you got everything? Have you finished grassing on everything in the world that you're going to start doing that? Do you know what I mean? We've got like an epidemic to be fighting. We've got all sorts to be going on with. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they're doing. Absolute weapon he was. No good.
First correction there, Mala. It's a pandemic we're going through, not an epidemic.
I thought pandemic sounds like something a woman would use.
Whoa, pandemic, what for you? You saying it sounds like a fanny pad?
Well, yeah.
You're right. So that's to the point there. Someone's taking pictures of driftwood and reporting it to Teesside Live. That's how shit it's getting at the moment, isn't it?
This is what else do you have in your life, right? You must have done everything if that's what you're doing next, and you must have grassed on everything. He must have gone out in such a bad mood and just saying that and went fucking wood. Away.
Some people have been speculating on what we might have been banned on here. Duncan has said that Mala dropped the C word twice. That could be a good reason, that, you know, because the podcast auto goes out on the Facebook. So that week where you dropped the C bomb 5 times in 2 minutes.
And listen, this podcast ain't going to be any better because we've got some stuff going on.
Face shit. How does he know I like to do that?
Is that Slayer? Is that the band? They're quite good then.
I hope so.
All right, Slayer.
It's a plandemic. I think that's a pun on that. This has been planned. Well done there, Steve Patton, or as we like to call you, Mr. Patton.
Well,
have you got your holes in your hands? No, I haven't. No. Steve Ginger Down is asking Ted, what am I giving up for Lent? Same as I gave up for lockdown. Just for lunch.
Yeah, Ted. Right? Can we talk about that quickly?
Yeah.
Lent, right? Yeah, I heard that. Right, Jesus is just writing a self-help book. Right now, think about it. Right, he's just like, he's going to get on with it. He wants to get like ripped for the summer. He's been eating shit all Christmas, hasn't he? Because it's been Christmas and it is his birthday as well. So he's been proper on it. And he's been session like mad all over. And then he went to his fridge one day and went, hey, I'm getting rid of all this eggs and crap here. Going to make it into pancakes, wasn't it? And we had pancake day, didn't we, Ted?
Yeah.
Right? So he made it all into pancakes. Then he went, hey, that's it, just dieting. I'm just dieting for the next couple of weeks. And then people, like, further down the line, are calling it, like Lent. It wasn't Lent at all. He was trying to get lean. He was buffing up for, like, beaches and that.
If you could rename Lent, Mallet, would you call it Bodded?
Bodded? Nicked? No, fat's in his fridge, man.
Are you making out that our Saviour Jesus Christ is an old version of Joe Wicks?
Well, he looks a bit like him, let's be fair, right? And he was just the first person to start intermittent fasting. Think about it. His birthday's at Christmas. He'd had a massive sesh, and then he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get ripped for the birds and that. So he's like, he's a party lad. He can turn water into wine. Do you know what I mean? Think about it, Ted. It all makes sense.
Apparently, he's a pillhead as well.
It was on Teesside Live by any chance?
Someone told me, you know what I mean? So, right, next news headline, Mallet. I found one here, right? I don't know if you've seen it, but these monoliths that have been popping up everywhere. Well, it's only returned and popped up in the Congo. Do you think that's down to Middlesbrough signing only Congolese players?
It's easy for you to say, Ted. Congolese players. Listen, right, if someone wants to turn up as a Mothman anywhere in the world, they can. Just because it's in the Congo. I mean, them lads probably don't need it as much as other people,
I mean, what's going on with these monoliths, like, just popping up everywhere? The people are saying the gateways to other dimensions.
Tell you what, right?
The apes and stuff.
Ted, do you remember that bird who had a monomyth? And it was like that hair. And that used to be a gateway to other dimensions.
It used to be a gateway to a fish supper. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone's got any comments on. People are still talking about Jesus, saying he was dyslexic.
Probably was. He might have been right, though.
All right, Mally, you're late. Dickhead.
Has anyone been grassing on Mally this week? Can we have
been grassing on Mally's pub? Don't do it. If it's Teesside Live, right? We like Driftwood. We are drifting away here. So let's carry on with some more news headlines. I've got another one here. This is a good one, and I think everyone at home can relate to this one at the moment. And it is: man hands himself in as he'd rather be in jail than spend any longer with people at home. And this is about someone who was on the run. And people who he was living with were doing his head in that much. He just thought, fucking, I'm going to jail. I'm just going to go and hand myself in.
Listen, right, at the start of lockdown, this is at the start of this pandemic, people who were on the run and that all needed to be in jail. They should have just done it, man. They'd have got the sentence out the way with, especially the way that we put sentences in this country. Do you know what I mean? You do something really bad, you're out in 18 months.
Yeah, I know. Like, remember that time you killed that Alsatian?
Whoa. I've never killed anything in my life. I found it that way, I told you.
Just the moment.
Yeah, I just moved to that smart house in Norton.
So, if anyone's got any comments on that news story, please comment on that. Someone said there, John Dawes, is that his wife? It could be, John. You know what I mean? Man's doing my head in at the minute, I'll be honest. She's like, I might as well ask the fucking delivery man to move in because there's new parcels arriving every day. Do you know what I mean? He's just coming in now and making a cup of tea.
Well, yeah, honestly, if he doesn't want it, I'll have a go on her, because, do you know what I mean? Lockdown's been very good for me.
You want to have a go on your own system, Alan?
Well, no, I just thought of that. Yeah, no.
Come on, stay with the script.
I think if that lad wants to go, have a go on it. I've told you before, haven't I? Like, honestly, lads, if you need tips on how to meet lonely women, I'm your man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Mala used to write dating inserts for the Beano and Dandy.
Look on Facebook Marketplace, don't you, Ted?
Don't get me started on fucking Facebook Marketplace.
And then ask her why she's selling it now, because I split up with our lad straight in there.
That's what Marla does like that. Hey, Ted, look, this lass must be single. She's selling a sofa.
Other than that, I just like sleeping on sofas as well. So I do have a look about for him now and again.
Yeah. Well, let's do a little message here that's just come up. Can we wish Terry Carter a happy birthday? He's a borough boy living in Kent. No.
We can.
No, we just did it. Happy birthday, mate.
We can, can we? We can't.
Oh, what's this? Mally James, you don't pay 100 quid a month for Sky in jail. That's a good point. You get free Sky Sports in jail, you know, Mally. Well, you know.
Well, of course I do, man. That's I used to go in, especially when the Borough was on, just so I could have a watch. Do you know what I mean? That's a big mix of it. And I'd have myself right.
Does that still count on remand centres as well?
Well, of course it does. I only go in there when I want to play killer. You know what I mean? I mean the pool competition.
Well, you're not the only one in there who wants to play that. All right, listen. Has anybody out there got any nice questions for me and Mala? Because I'll be honest with you, we've not got many news stories this week because it's been a shit week. I mean, the other one I'm going to bring up now is quarantine hotels, right? What's your thoughts on quarantine hotels, Mala? Because I would rather sleep in a bus shelter than a travel lodge.
It's controversial, so I don't know if you want me to do it, but I've got a controversial.
No, just don't use the C-bomb.
Right, all right, listen, right, after you've had your nice family holiday over in, wherever you're going to go, don't fly directly back to England. Go to Charles de Gaulle Airport and go hire a dinghy, right, and then get halfway across, and then you'll be brought in anyway. You won't be paying 1,700 quid. Do you know what I mean? Then you'll get loads of free stuff, so do it that way instead. That's what I do, rather than pay 1,000 whatever it is to stay in an hotel that I don't want to stay in.
So you would rather risk the treacherous waters of the English Channel than...
It's not treacherous. I've seen your man from Blue Peter swim it. Let's not be not this. Celebrities get on and swim that. I'm not having that, whether treacherous. No, shut up, man. It's class. Half of the offshore lads are out there all the time anyway. They should just be have megaphones off the sides of the hotel going, hey, yeah, get back your doyles.
Oh, look, we've got some messages here from the Yours Are Ridiculous. Welcome back, Ted. Love Score Monkey. Mala wants Nick My Banana. Go and follow that page if you're watching it. The Yours Are Ridiculous. It's a very funny comedy sketch show, but not doing themselves much justice with those comments. Here we go. The George Pub and Grill have joined. Let's have a look. Load of shit, those hotels. 1,700 for 10 nights. Piss take.
How much are you charging at the George? Because I'll come and stay there, mate. Honestly,
unlimited Patmos.
Loads of
what
fat.
more do you want?
You are feeding them up, aren't you, Craig? Because you do the eating leagues and that. So if you like fat birds, man, which I do, this is the place. Are you, Craig, right? When this opens up again, are you going to have loads of flange at your pub or what? Because I might have to come.
Yeah, Craig, we're doing side now. So you're right. Are you going to get loads of flange in your pub or what? That was a naughty side mouse we do when we do one hour last to hear what we're saying.
Well, yeah, I'm not bothered about broadback. She's got massive earphones on.
What, like that special lad in Something About Mary?
Oh no, I've told her, right, no.
Have you seen my baseball?
Oh no, looks a bit like him. No, right, what I've said is, do you know when you're doing, what's it called, where you're playing and you have to guess the top 5 of things, right? And then the other person has to put the headphones on.
All right, yeah.
Game show. Well, we're practicing for that upstairs. That's what she's doing.
What game show's that?
Yeah, well, and the survey says
Family Fortunes.
Family Fortunes. Well, we're practicing for that.
Fortune the Family.
Well,
let's have. We've got a question there as well. Controversial jabs for convicts before the public.
Yeah, so you could jab anybody you want. There's no controversy about giving someone a bat.
They're all No, it's a good point. That why are all the I know they're all they've got no choice and they're all together in little prison cells and stuff like that. But just let them get a bit sick for a bit and teach them a lesson. Why should they get the jabs before, I don't know, the school teachers, the police, our mum?
Well, I mean, I'm never going to get it because they're just. I had a look where I was on that list, and it said Albania. Right, honestly, I am that far down that NHS list. It's unreal, Ted.
That's because you do look like an Albanian sex trafficker.
I know. Well,
let's have a look here. Duncan said, should use the Hilton in Stockton. It only lost £210,000 this year. That's because I normally used to stay there when I lived in Leeds. I used to stay there every weekend and spend a fortune there. And now I don't live in Leeds anymore. I'm back in Teesside. They're never getting my money again.
True story, that. Well, they might do.
Sorry. What's this? Leslie is asking, how's the Mrs. Brown pocket, Ted? It's a bit personal, isn't it? You know, it's horrible, mate. It really is. It looks like, you know, like when a balloon knot's fallen in some sort of manky flower. That's what it looks like.
Hasn't changed much since we were kids then.
Well, I don't have your sister like that. It's disgusting. A question for you, Mal. How's the tash coming on?
Yeah, let's have a look. Can you see it?
No.
It is there. Hey, it is there, I'm telling you.
You've been growing up for 4 weeks now.
I know, I'm well proud of myself. It's class. Usually, like, I get sick of it and, you know, take it off. Do you know me? I have to go in hiding for like 6 months at a time if I want to change my appearance.
Well, I've got another question here. It's come through here, and it was sent to me on Messenger. And it was
Facebook Messenger.
Well, first of all, I want to talk about the NASA probe landing on Mars. Now, apparently, it landed just before this show started, which is why maybe a lot of people are watching tonight.
I wondered what right NASA was doing with that massive firework out there earlier on. It was out smashing it up, man. That's probably what it was.
Check it out, boys. Going to sit on this firework, innit? Well, Mark Herity has asked us here, if I was sent to Mars, would I take Mala with me, or would I keep all the Martian flange to myself? It's a good question, that, Mark. I don't know. It's a bit risky taking you with me, Mala, you know what I mean? Because, like, you do me head in.
Well, yeah, but, right, have you ever seen that movie, The Martian?
Is that the one with Jason Bourne in?
Yeah, well, and he's on his own and he builds all that stuff, doesn't he? And he like makes the stuff and everything else.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do any of that. But you know what I can do? I've got perfect hands to use them bingo pens for the betting slips.
What are you going to do? Are you going to stay on Earth and put me bets on for me?
No, no. Think about it, Ted. Right? You'll have to be doing all the planting and stuff. Who's going to put the bets on?
What, we're going to be gambling on Mars?
Well, there'll be stuff happening there as well. Don't be so like down to everything. Things.
All right. I just like the plan. That's all. You know. My answer, Mark, is no. I'm not going to take him with me. He's a dickhead. But I will be exploring all types of alien flange out there, which is a nice segue into our next news story here, which was on there, because this could happen. Is a woman with 2 vaginas speaks out to raise awareness.
Which one did she speak out of? Because I've seen that ventriloquist show before.
She raised something, I'll tell you that, mate. You know what I mean? Bloody imagine that. Two pockets. Pocket shots.
How why is she speaking out about that all of a sudden? Like, and what does she just do? Go out the front and go, yeah, I've got 2 fannies. Do you remember that time we got kicked out of the George in Stockton by that bouncer and he had us both in an headlock either side? And he was shouting at them, yeah, I've got these 2 fannies. I remember that.
Yeah, one of them, I think one of them's probably not going to look right, isn't it? You know, and I'm sorry if this is an upsetting news story and we do offend people, but it needs to be talked about because you don't want to see a wonky slot.
Do you reckon they're on top of each other or side by side? Like 2 eyes blinking?
She could have one on the back of her neck. She doesn't say.
Oh, well, we need to look into this. Well, both of them probably need to look into.
Let's have a look what's happening in the comments and see if anyone is mentioning anything about.
Has anyone got any more about this vagina, Kate? The 2 of them?
Yeah, but Butterfan TV have just said up the fucking borough. So unless they mean up the fucking bifters and they mean the 2 bifters.
The bifter. Well, yeah, like the poor girl. Like, would you do the Green Bird of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
I've never seen it.
Dorsey is saying a 2's up, yeah.
Hey, but wouldn't that be 2's up the same one? So couldn't you do 4's up there?
Possibly. Hey, Mala, does that mean me and you could tackle the same? We could have a go at the same time and not cross streams.
Well, like we did with that fat bird from Darlow.
Yeah, like when we banged balls.
But yeah, well,
It was like them things on posh people's desks.
that was a bit like her tits as well, Ted, if you remember.
If she had 3, she could get up, left, right, and centre. Oh, good, yeah, very good there. But I put it next word on the screen. I might get banned again now.
Well,
the George might get. Imagine if the George gets banned now. I'd be in big trouble, won't I?
You would be, yeah. Then they'd have to nick somebody else to go and do something. Mr. Spock would be in heaven.
Yeah.
Is that going to Mars again?
Why has Mr. Spock got 2 cocks?
No, it's because he can do that.
How can you? I did it. I said, how can you do that? I did it first time.
That was class. Who was that? Put him back up again. Put him back up. Who was he? That was mint, that.
Andrew Harkin.
Andrew Harkin, you get it. We love you. Well done. Top man.
Oh, Mala. It just doesn't feel the same not going live on my own channel, does it? You know what I mean? It's like I feel a bit deflated. Maybe it's because I'm dressed sacrilegiously and
I don't think it's that. I think it's because, like, you know what I mean, you're getting close to maybe go to the pub again and you're starting to feel a little bit down, like a lot of us are. And Mally's been getting grassed on every time he opens his illegal pub in his back garden. You know, people have been grassing on Driftwood. People have been fucking off to Mars because they can't get anywhere else. Birds have started to having 2 vaginas.
Lasses are offering off a 2-slice success. You know, where was she before lockdown? That's what I'm asking. Now she's just teasing.
And Andrew Harkin's winning the comments. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them type of days, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone said there, take Mala, send him out first to see if he gets probed. I think that's Duncan saying you're going to get anally penetrated there.
Next time.
Yeah. Have we got any more news stories? Let me have a look. On my little.
Woman with 2 vaginas speaks out.
I think the final thing we should talk about is obviously we launched the episode of the podcast yesterday, and it is all about me being banned off Facebook, which is why I resurrected as Christ today, that I aren't banned. So fuck you, Facebook. And we talk about the build a bongo, don't we, Mala? We talked about the build a bongo.
These people, right, aren't going to understand why. So, do you want me to give the synopsis?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Like, listen. Right. A lot of you people don't know that all the scary people in the world, like you Fuckerbergs and all them lots, right? They all hang about in a club together called Bilderbergs, right? And they all get together and do loads of weird stuff, and they don't even tell us what's happening, and we're not happy with it, right? So we've started our own, and we're calling it the Build a Bongo Club, and it's in Teesside, isn't it, Ted? Well, it's going to probably at the Griff pub because like no one's there at the minute, so we're going to use that.
Griffin car park where we do the scuttling on the dog in his head.
And we've invited loads of flange. Well, I've invited Michelle Obama personally because I would, and Ted, you invited Hillary Clinton, didn't you?
Because she does cigar tricks.
So we've invited them to come because we think there might be a good laugh. And then we were thinking, who else are we going to get? Because they could go to Teesside Airport, couldn't they? And they could do all of that stuff. So what we're asking is, who would you ask to come to the Build a Bongo Club? It's going to be yearly meet to sort out all the world's problems.
Yeah. So, you know, it could be a world leader. It could be an icon. It could be Mayor Andy Preston.
Well, no, because he's going to be busy at the airport, isn't he? To be with everything at the airport, or the Boho Centre, whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, and there's no snow centre in Middlesbrough because there's enough snow to go around. Yeah, Kate Middleton, isn't that the one who married Prince Harry?
Yeah, I've been knocking her off, haven't I?
Well, I thought you had been. Not Prince Harry, Prince William. Sorry, the other smart bird was the one with Harry, wasn't it?
Good question, Ian. Am I dressed as Jesus because I'm doing Big Fat Julie again and she's getting the second coming? And if you said she's getting crossed, then that'd make more sense.
He's a good fella. Yeah, he's a funny lad. I've seen him do stand-up before, you know. He's quite good. I like him. Nigel to the buffet.
Imagine that. Hi, we're going to put some pepperoni pizzas in the oven.
I've heard Nigella's bang on a beak as well. Do you know what I mean?
Nigella loves a bit of clatter. And she's got a proper hairy rug.
Well, because she loves a bit of beak, so we can get her a drop off. I'm sure Nigella, like she'll be right there, just like whacking up loads of butties.
What the hell is he doing there? Hello and welcome to the Griffin car park.
That was very good, Ted. Very good. Yeah, I'd have him there as well.
Would you have Trump there? You know, just someone we could pick on. Maybe like strip him into his underpants and hose him down.
Yeah, I like Trump. Me, leave him alone. He was sound. He just said what he wanted. I told you he was perfect Teesside man. He just did whatever he wanted. And when anyone ever said he was wrong, he was like, "Nah, I doubt it." It's class.
Yeah, another. If a woman has two flanges, do they eat minge too? I think they do, yeah. Depends, you might have it on a wrist.
Well, no, I must be down there. I don't know why she needs to finally raise awareness. I didn't think it was a massive problem having two bifters.
If you had two sets of nut sacks, Mala, would you do anything different? Because you'd need bigger underpants.
I tell you what, it wouldn't be the first time we were hearing about it, though. I'd be like, from birth, I'd be swinging them bad boys about.
Oh, mate, you'd be fucking applying to be on Total Ninja and fucking Total Wipeout and Ninja thingy, whatever it is. You know, swinging on that assault course where your knackers hanging out the side of each side of your shorts.
I would. Yeah. And I'd be how important I am. If you can't get knocked up, look, I've got 4 sets of balls.
Well, going back to the who's this funny bastard here? Let's have a look here. Invited comedians, you know any? And knock you out, Earthy Abel, whatever your name, Earthy Abel. Get a proper name. You know what I mean? He's going to get sparked out, I'm telling you.
Taking the mick out of you there, Ted.
And I thought it was about you. Sorry.
I'm not a comedian, so I'm all right.
I am anymore. Daniel LaRusso's got to be the bouncer. I don't know, like, he's about 50, 58 now, and he's still got the body of a child. Just because he can do a little bit of, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean he's hard. I'd rather have our mate Jacko on the door.
You ain't Jacko. Used to work on the door in the mall. You know
just
the lad.
choke him out.
Well,
you know what I mean? Who else would you think of? I'd have Steve Guttenberg there, just in case somebody leaves us with a baby. It would be good to have at that point. Who else would I have? I'd have. You got to invite Boris, you know, just for comical values. And if he starts to do a reading, we can set fire to his hair.
Well, I'm telling you now, right, because we're on Teesside, you couldn't get away without the Gazette getting hold of it and them inviting Jet from Gladiators because they're always mentioning her. And
fucking Jet would get it right up there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard about this. But yeah, that's who they'd be inviting. And they'd be like, here, get all the famous Teessiders on. Let's have James Arthur. Let's have Journey South. Yeah, of course I would, Ted. They'd be all over it.
Well, we'll have Amelia Lilly. She can come.
Well, how old is she? Because we'd be checking ID.
Mate, she's in late 20s now. It was years ago, X Factor, when she was 15 and you fancied her.
Well, yeah, but I was only 15 myself.
Good comeback there. Good comeback. Right. Well, it's drying up a bit like one half of that lady's vagina on the message. We want to keep the messages moist. This is a great one. Someone's saying, what about Aswad? I'd have them there, would you? Shine.
You were talking about the lad who lives 3 doors down from us? Because he'd come in.
The drug dealer.
Well, I'd have Aswad there. He's class. Good lad.
Oh, God, yeah. Good. Well, you know, hang on, what's it? Kate Middleton's asking a very serious question here. Let's have a look. What made you guys become a comedian, and how's your all-time favourite comedian of all time? There's too many all-timers in there, love.
This way we've been said with one person here. What made you guys become a comedian? Well,
We are together a unity of comedy.
Well, I.
There.
Well, I am not a comedian. Like, and that's all honesty. I'm not. I'm just.
I got into it for two reasons: the copious amount of money and the copious amount of flange. So, and that's probably my best joke of the night. Mally saving the day there. Susanna Reid, she can come to the Builder Bongo and we'll just stare at her like this.
Yeah, well, is that the bird from the news?
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of news readers here, you know, because we've already got Trevor, so I'm not sure we need her.
I don't know if Trevor won't look good in a little skirt though, will he?
Well, yeah, you don't know. You know what I mean? I'm still going with Trevor. Do you know what I mean? Because like when everybody's obviously been had a bit of that, do you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about Tiny Willie. When everyone's had a smoke and everything, and then you just need Trevor McDonald to go bong and like.
Are you saying Trevor McDonald's knocking out the joints?
I'm saying we're in Borough, course, so everyone's going to be knocking out the joints. Tell us past stories.
Oh, thanks, Kate. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Oh, Graham Patton just woke up. Just tuned in. Forgotten all about it today. Have I missed one? No, we'll just do it all again for you, Graham. You silly twat.
Yeah, all right, son. Yeah, but you know when that Kate said who's your favourite comedian? Man's you, Ted. So,
thanks. Man's me as well.
I also quite like Rick Mail. He was good, wasn't he?
Was Rick and Bob, Stephen Hogan, League of Gentlemen, and the IT crowd. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a lot, that Ted.
Yeah, I know, so much, wasn't it? Well, what's this? Steve Jones has added for Steve Jones, not the Welsh TV presenter, Steve Jones from T4. It's Steve Jones from TS4, I'm guessing. You could have COVID fanny wipes on the door, which keeps us all safe whilst fumigating rancid minge.
See, this is why you get booked off Facebook, Ted. It's nothing to do with me, I've told you.
Would you have a bit of Ellen Mirren?
Which one was she?
She's the one who used to always get a slice out in the movies. She's about 70 odd now. English actress.
Oh well, I know. Yeah. I would have a slice of Helen. Doesn't she always play like that bird on the Bond movies that like tells Bond off?
Q.
Yeah. Well,
M
for Minge. Yeah. I'd have a slice.
Too much minge mentioning going on here tonight. You know what I mean? We've got another one here.
Minge watch.
What's this here? The second slot could chuck out a bit of change.
Yeah, listen, right, people. We weren't bringing this up to we're trying to start a charity for the poor girl. She's just trying to raise attention.
If you're just joining the show, the news headline we were talking about was a woman with two vaginas speaks out to raise awareness. Well, we've certainly raised awareness tonight on TED Talks and probably a few erections.
If you've got a slices, double plural slice out on like the 116 bus in Stockton, she'd probably raise a bit of awareness. I know someone who did that and they went to prison, but they did get in the Gazette.
Oh, God. Right, let's have a look. Last few comments before. Oh, someone's saying invite Karen Boo's missus. She can do some underwear modelling, yeah. Laura Woods is a good shout. Could talk about the footy mid-scuttle. That's a good shout as well there. The umpire from Gladiators, Boris, you will talk on my first whistle. That's a good one. I like that.
Everybody decided that the Builder Bongo group's going to be some sort of orgy. Like people just talking about scuttling and minges.
Yeah. That's elemental slice. If you like a ripped haversack.
Well,
yeah, I'd have her there.
No.
Graham Patton's admitting he's a silly twat. Don't know what you're on about, but can you invite Pam Royal of Tyne Tees News? I bet you too. Yeah, Pam Royal, she's leaving Tyne Tees News now. She'll be up for the scuttle.
Any news presenters here? Start fucking sorting it out, people. Listen, we're not holding this orgy just for news presenters. We wanted international slice, man.
Julie Stench. Someone's just saying invite Laura. Yeah, she can come.
Laura, you coming?
If a woman has three flanges, you could use her in Hollywood Bowls. Listen, she has two flanges, not three. People are just getting too excited with this now. We've raised too much awareness about this, Mala.
Technically, Ted, he is right. think about it.
I wouldn't know what to do with 3.
Well, I don't barely know what to do with 1.
You remind me of the babe. Carol Voldemort. Yeah, I'd have a bit of her. That'd be good. Yeah.
She's well old, man. Anyway, I don't want none of that. Can I have that new one off Countdown?
Oh, hey, Pam Royal drinks in the pub near me in the book. That's all right, isn't it? I'll be keeping an eye out for her.
Pam drinks in the book.
Yeah.
Hey, Ted, who's the one off the Celebrity Countdown one? Lorraine Kelly. Well, aye.
Oh, look at me growler.
She's got a country to run. You need to leave her alone. Who's the one who's...
Rachel.
Yeah, well, who does the spelling?
Rachel Riley, yeah. That's
Rachel Riley, well, I'm Molly. Rachel Riley, we'll have her. Because she'll be like, come on, and she can teach me some stuff as well, because I desperately need it.
We've got a comment that I'm not going to bring up on screen. It's funny, but it's also mildly racist. So I'm going to mention Alicia Jade. Thank you for the comment, but I can't put that on screen because I'll get in trouble. Moderate yourself.
Well, see, at least you have that filter. I can just say what I want.
Even Riddleton's joining in here saying that bird out of 8 out of 10 cats. Can't remember her name.
Who was it? Who's
the one in Dictionary Corner?
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah, I'd have a bit of her as well. Yes. What's she called? Sophie? No. Mally will know. Mally will comment in a minute. He knows all the flange. Mally, what's the bird of Countdown in Dictionary Corner called? The one with the nice shoulders, but the face a bit like, like a Picasso painting.
I'm not sure about it because I don't watch telly, do I, Ted, as you well know.
Someone's put Moira Stewart, top flange. Davina McCall, good-looking bird and can sort you out some skag. Oh, there he is. Susie Dent. Thank you, Mally. I knew you'd know. Downey's in there as well. We're too late. And you were too late. And you were too late. She's not the right person, but I would have a little go on Galloway.
I don't believe this has turned into news reporters that you'd park. Right, I tell you,
we went from the whole synopsis was we were going to build a bongo like the Bilderberg, and who would we invite to the Build a Bongo group as the world elite rulers of the new order, and everyone's just put flangy newsreaders.
It's just what it turned into. It naturally turned into that.
I think lockdown, there's been that much news watching going on. It brightens up people's days, doesn't it? Watching flangy news. Like Susanna Reid, that's the second time tonight. Yeah, but I agree.
You can probably knock out a couple of decent wanks during the news, I suppose. I can see what you mean. Hey, but Ted, right? Instead of
hang on. There she is, Alicia there. Hello, Alicia. She's removed that comment now. She's no longer a racist. She's a lovely, lovely lass.
Just make sure that said gone there. Sorry.
It wasn't racist. It was just, it was one of them comments that was proper on the wire, and it could make a lot of people laugh, but also make some people upset. And I can't be doing with them snowflakes. So well done for removing it.
It didn't right funny since Facebook banned you, Ted. I'm telling you.
Right, I'll show you the message you get right off them. Right, hang on. I'll show you the message you get off them on your page. It's quite scary. It's I was quite frightened when I got it, you know what I mean? So you get this message here saying page quality, and it says there at the top right, your page is at risk of being unpublished, and it reckons I've broken community standards violating, and it says I can no longer post jobs due to policy violations. I've not even been posting jobs. What jobs do you think I've been posting on Facebook? I need someone to come round and sort my balls out.
No, this sounded like the same letter that I got from the bird at Farnaby Library when I was distributing my own children's book there. They weren't happy.
Yeah, but Mallow the 9-inch worm was not a children's story.
It was. It wasn't. It was for the mums. I kept on telling them that it wasn't for the burns. But I've told you before, I'm a master at meeting women. Where do you meet them? You meet them when they're down the library with the burns, because that's where they need to go, because that's their education resource place. And I'm there snaffling the mums. And yeah, right. I've spoken, read it, and then when you open it up, it just pictures of me.
If you are just joining the show, people are now just listening to various flange that they would like to scuttle.
You had some blokes, please, just for a bit of narrative. I know Kate Middleton's out there. You had some blokes that you want to back just for some narrative for you, because it's just all.
2 bands in a week. Don't let them change you. Say what you say. Thank you very much, Craig. And he's letting me run this on his George page today because I'm banned off mine.
Also, you have to be careful, Craig, because say what you see, that's catchphrase. And the lad off catchphrase, the Irish lad, he will come and knock you out for trademark infringement, won't he, Ted?
McMahon is saying I need to grow a pair of balls like Mallow. Have you been Scotland in Mallow?
2 sets again, I told you. Well,
what's that? Oh, someone's angry there. Starling's angry. Don't know why.
Well, he was angry, wasn't he?
The hungry caterpillar. That's your storybook, isn't it? Les Egerson is the managing director of the Thornaby Dogging Association. We pride ourselves on being respectful and never get banned. Les, you stop. Listen, the Thornaby Scuttlers is my group, and you're trying to give a rival group here. It's not going to work because I've got all the best flange and all the best scuttlers, and you don't even have cars. You just turn up on fucking shopping trolleys, you scruffy bastards.
Les, right, and I tell you what, the last meet was all right, but I'm never coming again. Anyway.
And just to say there, Andrew, you're getting that wrong. It was free Deidre Rashid. Not Barlow, it was Rashid.
She never legally changed her name back, did she, Ted?
Would you have had a go on Deidre?
Well, not only would I did several times.
Oh, Mala, oh, you've come all over me neck. Oh.
It was class, man, it was class. And Ken only had a small pecker. So if you went like after Ken, she'd be nice and tight. But I tell you what, your man Baldwin, his was massive. So he used to smash her all over. That's why she kept on cheating with him.
I can imagine Barlow, Ken, as his pubes brushed in a big side part. And is that true?
Well, I imagine so it is as well. Yeah, I reckon, I'll tell you what, he'd have been in like the crappiest porn ever, just scuttling her slow from behind while he's reading Shakespeare.
That's a good point, yeah. Someone just commented there that Deidre Barlow's dead. I forgot about that. It'd be a bit smelly, wouldn't it?
Well, so what? These things happen. Do you know what I mean? You've always got the memory, haven't you, Ted?
And Stephen Downey saying there, you've got her glasses from when you scuttled her.
It was a request, wasn't it?
We've got some news here from Slayer. Middlesbrough win. Paddy McNair appeal against Huddersfield red card. That was so it should be because it was an absolute soft tackle.
Right. Let me tell you now, right? I'll tell you what happened there, people. Right? What we did is we sent Paddy McNair did a call out video to the FA. That's all he did. You've been talking to me now. You've been talking to me about.
I'm telling you now, FA, don't you be sending me no fucking red cards because I'll meet you in any fucking car park, and I'll fucking dispute that fucking red card so I fucking will. Want to make you lad? Yes, I fucking will.
He took his top off and everything and they shit themselves. That's what happens. Isn't that right?
It's true. And he just had a little ginger chest there. Right, well, I think we're going to end the show now, Mallory. Come on. We're not digging it up. It's not hard work. We don't know where she's buried.
On a Facebook campaign, you will get banned.
Let's say there's Reynolds saying it needs a wipe down, though. Just wait till the first session back after lockdown, mate. You'd think someone's threw a tub of custard over your windscreen, honestly. Right, well, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. It's been a little bit more of a laid-back show tonight because, I'm being gutted about Facebook and, it's just one of them things, really. So, but I'm going to get over it. Please download the podcast it's on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Google, or just go to tedhankey.com and all the episodes are on there for free. So we've got, I think it was episode 84, wasn't it, Mala? So we've talked about possibly stopping the podcast when we get to episode 90 and having a little break and then coming back with a new series, a revamped podcast of like 6 to 8 episodes you can just download at once. So we'll see how we go because it's doing me head in.
Well, it's hard work, and it's hard.
I mean, for
you, it's not for me.
It's not for you, no, it isn't. No, but it is hard work. Put a lot of time and effort into it, and if people do appreciate it, you can join my Patreon scheme for as little as £3 a month. You get access to the podcast early, and you get free gifts and loads of other stuff as well. So it's worth a look. just, man, be quiet, I'm doing my sales pitch. Just go to tedhankey.com and click the Be a Patron, support the podcast. There's one of the mugs there. Turn it round, Mala. What's on the other side? Believe. And I am Christ. Oh. So yeah, thanks for tuning. I've got 10 more comments just flying in there. Duncan's asking me for advice on cheap electricity. Private joke. Can you start from the beginning again now? Shut up, you dickhead. Class boys up the borough. You can't kill our Thursday nights. No, they're all going to continue. We're just going to keep the Thursdays going. When in about 6 weeks' time, will probably be the last podcast episode for just maybe like a few weeks, maybe 4 weeks at most. And then we'll come back with a brand new podcast. And during them 4 weeks, we'll be recording that podcast. So there'll be a large bite-sized chunk of possibly 10 episodes to download at once, and then a new episode every week after that. That's the plan. So it'd be even better, and it'd just be more fun, you know what I mean? So, this Saturday as well, thank you, Craig. I just want to point out, Mala, this Saturday, me and Craig on the George channel on Facebook, the George Pub and Grill, we are interviewing the creator of Football Manager, the computer game, and we are also interviewing Tyson Fury's cousin, Nathan Gorman, who's a heavyweight professional boxer who fought for one of the heavyweight titles. He got beat off Daniel Dubois, whatever he's called. I don't know. Big lad. And we're interviewing him. We've got 2 local musicians on, Finn Forster and Rocky. Everyone knows Rocky. He was the guy who was busking in Stockton who got asked to move as well. He's proper class. And we're hopefully going to have another contender eating dog food again live on the show for our top dog eat of the week. So eat of the week this Saturday, 7:30 on the Facebook George Pub and Grill page, 7:30. Tune in. It's free to watch and it's going to be proper class fun. It's a bit like TFI Friday, but without ginger twats.
And for me, I'll be doing a big shop in the Asda's in Thornaby about 2:00 tomorrow. So if you're around, come and pay for some of my food. It'll be you know what I mean? It'll be class.
Yeah. Or do notify security if you do see him.
I won't. I'll have my hair done like that differently, so it'll be like that.
Oh, good stuff. There we go. Mally started listening to the podcast from the first episode today as well and was messaging me on Twitter saying he was loving it as well. Some funny stuff. So remember, there's 84 episodes, and when they first started, I was just getting used to the technology. I was getting used to doing a podcast, but there's some very funny stuff in like the first 20, 30 episodes, and then it starts getting a lot better after that as well. So good. Right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to get going now. Anything you want to add, Mala, before we go? No? Are you sure?
Yeah, see you later. No, I'm all right.
Up the borough and believe. We'll see you next time, Matters. Thank you very much.